With his political life on the ropes, President Joe Biden forcefully defends his presidency and his run for re-election in his first press conference in about 8 months.
His allies, his critics, indeed the world, looked on tonight to see whether he is still fit to be president of the United States.
Yeah, let's go right to Sandra Mitchell. She's live in our news center now with more on this critically important press conference. Sandra?
Rick and Cher, it really was. I'm the best person to get the job done. Those are the words of President Biden, of course, trying to silence his critics. And from that news conference, there's no indication that he would even consider dropping out of the race. For almost an hour, the president answering unscripted questions. He did at times stumble, as you're about to see, but he came across as a man determined to return to the White House.
I'm not in this for my legacy. I'm in this to complete the job I started.
President Biden facing tough questions and his political future, fighting to keep his campaign alive and defeat former President Donald Trump in November.
But I think I'm the most qualified person to run for president. I beat him once, and I will beat him again.
Earlier today at the NATO summit, the president mistakenly introduced Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as President Putin. Then in the news conference, another stumble, mixing up the name of Vice President Kamala Harris, calling her Vice President Trump.
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
Loyola law professor Jessica Levinson shared her thoughts on President Biden's performance.
I think it was much better than the debate and not as good as some people would hope. And that leaves the Democratic Party, I think, exactly where they don't want to be.
Today's news conference comes as the president faces increasing pressure to end his campaign to return to the White House. High-ranking Democratic senators today meeting in private with members of the Biden campaign.
You must win this election. It is an existential threat to have Donald Trump in the White House again, and Joe Biden has to address and allay concerns so as to win this election.
Vice President Kamala Harris proclaiming her support at a rally in North Carolina today.
He is a fighter. When you get knocked down, you get back up. And in November, we will win.
But the New York Times is reporting the Biden campaign is quietly polling to determine if Harris should be the nominee if Biden exits the race, and how she would perform at the top of the ticket against Trump. But Biden today insisting his campaign will continue.
I'm just going to keep moving. And because, look, I got more work to do. We've got more work to finish.
14 Democratic members of the House and a Democratic senator from Vermont have called for the president to end his campaign. But as you just heard, he is confident that he is still the best person to lead the country. Live in News Center, I'm Sandra Mitchell. Cher, Rick, back to you.
Sandy, thank you.